The farmers and ranchers of South Dakota are the foundation of our state. Through floods, droughts, and a pandemic, our producers have shown their resilience and dedication to their communities. Farming and ranching isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Part of this way of life is pouring yourself into your family and your community. Perhaps no one embodies this better than the 2021 Governor's Ag Ambassador. He is a fourth-generation producer from East Central South Dakota who has served on multiple boards and committees, including Land O'Lakes, AgTegra, AgriCapital Advisory Group, Dakota Americas, Foundation for Food and Agriculture Research, and Dakota Resources. He has also served 6 years on the Advisory Council for the College of Agriculture and Biological Sciences at South Dakota State University, his alma mater that he continues to support today. He received the National Council of Farmer Cooperatives Cooperative Director of the Year Award and the South Dakota State University's Distinguished Alumni Award in Economics. He is an advocate for South Dakota agriculture and a man dedicated to his family and community. I am pleased to announce the 2021 Governor's Ag Ambassador is Jeff Lochner.
I started out many years ago in ag by, first of all, taking a job right out of college at South Dakota State University. My parents wanted me to come home and farm at that time, but I chose to work away from home for a while to gain some experience and broaden my outlook on life. So I took a job with the Farm Credit System, first in Sioux City in Iowa and then in Iowa Falls, Iowa. But I worked in both Iowa and Nebraska and had a great exposure to all different types of farms and different variety of operations and management skills. And I brought those back to me, back to the farm. After about 3 years, while I was working away from home, my father had been injured in a farm accident by a bull and hurt pretty badly. So my parents needed someone to come back and get involved in the family operation. So my wife and I made a decision to move from Iowa at that point to come home and take over the family operation. That's been a number of years ago, and it was a good move for us. The operation has grown in size. We probably doubled in size from what my parents were able to do, and we've created some opportunities for some other family members in that. So it's worked out well.
I know Jeff actually through his wife Myrna. I knew Myrna, when I was a kid growing up, and then she married Jeff, and I knew Jeff, was very active in ag in South Dakota. And I remember sitting down in Miller at a basketball game that my girls were involved in playing. And I was one of the people that tried to get Jeff to run for the wheat grower board, and he did, got elected. And I imagine I spent, 15 years, 18 years with Jeff on that board. So I got to know Jeff, really well through that time.
Well, he's really got a wide swath when it comes to agriculture. His involvement in organizations is pretty amazing, actually. He's been involved in so many boards and different things, and everything from Federal Reserve Advisory Board to South Dakota Wheat Growers, AgTegra. The list goes on and on. He's just always been willing to roll up his sleeves and go to work when we needed it, when the agriculture in South Dakota needed something done. Jeff was the go-to guy, and as I said, his involvement was widespread and very much appreciated.
And when you're on a co-op board, you work for the member owners. What you do is you're spending member owner money, so you're doing the right thing for member owners, and that's always been a high priority for Jeff. And he does it well.
There's that old saying, people who make a difference are the ones who show up for the meetings. And if there's a meeting about something that's going to affect agriculture in South Dakota, Jeff is going to be there. He's going to be involved, and he's just willing to take the time necessary to get the outcome that agriculture needs.
Jeff also, to support agriculture, got on the Land O'Lakes co-op board, and that's one of the largest co-ops in the United States.
Well, doesn't everybody know Jeff Lochner? I think so. No, he sits on our board of directors. He's been on the board of directors for, I think, over 7 years. He chairs our audit committee. Jeff was nominated by multiple entities, and that makes a lot of sense. I think, and I'm gonna get this wrong, but they've given me a list, and I want to go through that because I think it really gives you the full spectrum of Jeff's expertise. He serves on the South Dakota State University Advisory Committee, and he's been there for 6 years. He did a case study for Harvard Business School about risk management in agriculture. I mean, there are just multiple ways. I think was a director of AgTegra, which is a huge co-op in South Dakota. He was named Farmer Cooperative Director of the Year by the National Council of Farmer Cooperatives, and he took that award and gave it to South Dakota State University, which he's constantly at me about South Dakota State University, by the way. We got to do more investment in South Dakota State University.
Well, I met Jeff as he was walking out of a classroom here on campus after he got done as a guest speaker to an ag business class. And we introduced ourselves to each other. And so for the past 20 years, we've just been really good friends. I think it's in his DNA. I think it's just who he is. He's passionate, he's knowledgeable, he's intelligent, he's well prepared, he's extremely articulate, and I hope that part of what makes him a good leader is his time here at SDSU, graduating with a degree in ag business. But on top of that, he must have had incredible parents, and so that's what made him a leader. How it expresses itself is service on extremely important boards and governance boards in South Dakota, like South Dakota Wheat Growers, which is now AgTegra, Board of Directors of Land O'Lakes. I served on the Federal Reserve in Minneapolis. It's just, and you can go on and on. It's just a great list of service accomplishments.
I got to know Jeff Lochner about 10, maybe even 15 years ago through a mutual colleague and have worked on mutual projects or many projects since that time. I'm his attorney and have become friends also over that time period. What I think Jeff, his work in the cooperative area, I think is tremendous. And the biggest thing he's given is his time and his knowledge, which is, a scarce commodity. We all have things grabbing our attention and our time, and so it's hard to manage that. And it's easy to say no when there's other things demanding of your time. But I just see him as so selfless and giving of that time and knowledge and working cooperatively with folks involved in agriculture.
Well, Jeff is, sometimes you meet somebody and they're just engaging and they have so much knowledge and you just want to spend time with them. And Jeff is that type of an individual. He looks to the future in many ways. And we talked about the risk management people. He's so financially savvy and it's terrific, but he has dedicated his life to the industry. He came and grew up on a farm, right? If that is his life, it is his life's blood. And so he's followed that path and wants to hand that off to the next generation. He wants to ensure agriculture is strong for the next generation. And you could see that in every way he shows up in every instance. I think if you say the strongest component of any business, of any industry, of life is the people, the relationships you build, Jeff is, I just think, a perfect example of that.
He gives back to agriculture just everything he does. He every day he is engaged in not only production agriculture on his own farm and is a great role model for agriculture himself personally and in his family farm, but also in the way he carries himself. He's an extreme professional, and I think it just says everything about who we need to be effective as agriculture faces many challenges.
I think with Jeff and again his involvement in the cooperative markets, to provide some long-standing opportunities for young farmers to make sure they have an opportunity to get involved in agriculture. And they need markets, they need support, they need all the infrastructure around them when it's a challenge that's disappearing decade by decade and generation by generation. And so his forward thinking, he's a visionary in my mind. And so for him to give of that time and his knowledge to try to make sure that the next generation can continue that farming legacy in South Dakota.
I think he's expanded opportunities for students by first serving on the College of Ag, Food, and Environmental Sciences Advisory Board. So he's impacted what we teach, how we teach. He's given us feedback on what we can do better. And on top of that, for decades, he's come to campus multiple times a year, at least every semester, and he teaches and lectures as a living example of a farmer, a rancher in South Dakota to ag business classes. And in those classes, he mentors, he showcases what it takes to be a leader in the 21st century in agriculture.
What Jeff has done for the next generation is, I think he's had the vision that what agriculture should look like in the future. I think that vision is providing that track where agriculture is going, and this younger generation is going to fall right in line.
If you get to know him, he's extremely articulate, and on top of that, he's always well prepared, and it just it comes through as a great role model for our students.
Jeff, I apologize I can't be there tonight for this award, but I really want to congratulate you and Myrna for this award. I think you've done a lot of work in the ag community. You've done outstanding work with co-ops. I've seen the amount of time and work you've put in this, and I just think you're going to be a great ag ambassador for the state of South Dakota, and I really think they made an outstanding pick. So congratulations and best wishes from me, and stay in touch.
Congratulations, Jeff, on being named the 2021 Ag Ambassador for South Dakota. You're very deserving of this award.
Jeff, I want to congratulate you on being South Dakota's Ag Ambassador of the Year. You've certainly deserved it. Thank you for taking the time to step up to the plate and lead our industry going forward. I also want to thank Jeff's family. Anytime you're this involved, that's a big commitment, and things need to get done back on the farm. So I want to thank his wife, Myrna, and his children for sharing Jeff with us and allowing him to make a difference in South Dakota agriculture.
Jeff, congratulations on this extraordinary honor. You truly embody all that agriculture has always been about: providing for others, caring for the land, and taking pride in hard work. On behalf of all of us here at Land O'Lakes, thank you for all you've done for our members, company, and the industry. We applaud you on the job you've done and in an honor that is so well deserved.
Jeff, on behalf of the students, faculty, and staff of SDSU, congratulations. We are extremely proud of you. We appreciate your mentorship, your leadership, and your advocacy for agriculture in the 21st century. Thank you and congratulations.